Hey YouTubers, in this video we are going to change out a wall outlet, and this is an exterior wall outlet covered with a weather protection box. Pretty straightforward project. I'm going to show you guys how we test the voltage, take out the old, put in the new, retest it out, and hopefully this will be a pretty quick and easy project for you guys to go ahead and try. So if we're looking at this outlet, we can see with our voltage tester I do get power, but I can no longer get a plug into these sockets. There's been a shift internally in here, and so I am completely unable to get a plug to actually go into this. It's kind of jammed, we'll say. So we do know that we have a live outlet here, power is going to it, and we're going to go ahead and jump over to the breaker box and shut that off, and then we can test to make sure that it's no longer live. And on my breaker box I have the new addition to this house that's got lights on one breaker and the outlets on the other. So we're just going to come over, we're going to turn the breaker off to the outlets, leaving the lights on. And now coming back and putting our voltage pen in, we can see we no longer get any response, and we've got this outlet completely off at the breaker box, so we're safe to go ahead and start removing this. So taking out the bottom screw and then the top screw, we'll remove the two screws securing the box. And now that I've pulled this outlet from the box, I'm just tapping my voltage pen over here one more time, confirming there is no power to this wire. And I've got three wires here. I've got my black wire is our live, our white is the neutral, and our copper is our ground wire. So we're going to disconnect all three of these and remove our outlet. Now, if you look right here at the old outlet, you can see that it was a 125 volt, 20 amps outlet here from Leviton. So the new outlet that I'm going to be installing is going to be a one-for-one replacement here. It's the Leviton 20 amp, and it's a weather resistant GFCI outlet. Because I am using this outside, I went ahead and went specifically with the weather resistant, even though I'm going to be putting a cover over this, just because I think that's the better option when we're going to go with an outside outlet. Here you can see our new outlet. It has the load portion covered back here, and we're going to do exactly what we did before. We're going to connect the line for both the hot wire and the neutral wire, and then we have our ground at the bottom there with the green screw. Now, one of the other issues that I contended with is when the installer that actually was doing me a favor and he put a new sprinkler box in, he went ahead and installed my weather protector here, but because my outlet box is fairly recessed into the wall, every time you go to plug something in, it wants to push the outlet back. So it sits flush with the weather box, but there's too much space in between the outlet and the outlet box. So we're going to go ahead and install some spacers so that we can have it sitting more flush against the wall and get a much more proper install with that weather resistant protection box. And here's the outlet spacers. Got them in a box of 5, and they're just these little plastic pieces. They're about 1/8 of an inch thick, and I can use as many of these as I need to bridge the gap between the outlet box and the front of where I want my outlet ultimately to sit. So as you can see, these just fold I can make whatever final dimension that I need to bridge that space so that my outlet sits secured more flush with the wall and with the new weather protection box. So I'm gonna, as I feed this in, I'm gonna feed it in from the bottom, and then I'm going to create a little fish hook so that when I screw it, it's kind of tightening it down clockwise. So with my live wire, I've fed it through and created a little hook that I can bring back under the other side of the plate. And then you can see that I will tighten it in the same direction that the wire is hooking around. And last, I feed my copper wire into our ground, screwing down our little green screw there. And with my wires all attached, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the breaker back on, and I'm gonna test the outlet before I do my final installation into the wall. All right, and using my voltage tester, I am getting power into that outlet. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna plug in my sprinkler timer box and just double check and make sure that it's powering it on. And coming up here, you can see I now have power to my sprinkler timer box again. So I am ready to go ahead and do my final install of this outlet into the wall and put my weather protector over it. So with my screws and spacers in place, I'm gonna go ahead and just lightly secure it into the box. I'm not going to tighten it very much because I want to leave space that I can put my weatherproof cover over this. So I've left enough room that I can now place my weatherproofing cover over my outlet, and I can work to lock this piece into place with my outlet. So I gotta fidget with that a little bit. Now I have it in place and I can secure the two together into the wall outlet box. And as you can see, I've got that nice and tight along the perimeter. My box is secure and my outlet no longer pushes in. So when I go to plug in my cord, the problem I had before was it pushed the whole outlet in. Now with those spacers, it should stay where it's supposed to. My cord feeds through the bottom of my protector box, and again, I've now got power back to my sprinkler timer, And we have successfully replaced that wall outlet and fixed another issue with it that should let this work for a much longer time. So that's all there is to it. We've got the old outlet off, new outlet, and our weather protector box here installed. We also corrected that underlying issue with the spacers. The last thing I'll have is a little bit of wall repair around that, just to make sure that this is completely sealed off. But the overall taking out of the old outlet and installation of the new is a pretty straightforward process, especially if this is, you know, inside the house and you've got none of the other issues that I mentioned and you just need to replace one outlet for another. You want to make sure that you've got the power off at the breaker, that you've fully tested and made sure that the electricity is not running through those wires before you start messing with this. But otherwise, it's a fairly quick and easy repair most of the time. If you guys found this video helpful, please be sure to hit the like button. Comment down below with any of your thoughts, comments, questions. I always appreciate hearing from you guys. And hopefully this was a fairly quick and easy project for you. I tried to keep the video brief and straight to the point. So let me know what you guys thought. And until next time, happy remodeling. Have a great day.